Well, Israel says they're working with the U.S. to bomb Iran's nuclear facilities in the next few weeks, and they especially love President Trump. This is a quote from an Israeli source to the Daily Mail. From Israel's perspective, with Trump in the White House, this represents the optimum moment to deal with Iran. There won't be a better chance. So their assessment is that Trump is super down to join them in a war with Iran. Now, journalist Glenn Greenwald joins us from System Update. He's a fellow Rumble creator and also a YouTuber, and has been talking about the ever-increasing war drum of war with Iran. So what is your assessment, Glenn, of this Trump is our bestie, we're going to carry out this, we're going to rumble, basically. We're going to carry out this war?
Well, of course, it's ironic in the sense that a lot of MAGA supporters, Trump supporters, were very excited about the prospect that Trump would be president because he frequently boasted, I think justifiably so, that he was the first president in decades not to involve the United States in a new war, which was true in his first term. And in general, people are tired of Middle East wars, saying we don't want to continue to involve ourselves militarily. We want to use the resources to support Americans and improve life in the United States. And yet, as soon as Trump's in office, barely a month in, he restarts Biden's bombing campaign against Yemen and escalates it. And a huge number of Trump supporters start approving of it and applauding it, even though J.D. Vance and that secret signal group said, we don't have any interest here. We have very little traffic that actually goes through the Suez Canal. It's the Europeans and the Israelis who have an interest in this bombing campaign, but not the United States. An America First argument. It was disregarded. We're now involved in a new Middle East war there. And now you have Trump overtly threatening to bomb Israel, to bomb Iran, rather. Israel's, kind of main priority forever has been to get the United States to attack Iran, which it can.
All right. And now we're starting to see the prophecy unfold of the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right. The least of the flock is going into the Israelis. Okay. These small hats is going to draw America into this war. So things is heating up, man. All right, prophecy is unfolding. All praises to Yahweh Shemi Shai. So first and foremost, call the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who teach and rule well, peace, and infinite salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad doing this work in truth and in sincerity. All right. Just a quick lesson, World War III update. Major prophecy is unfolding in these last days. And before we even talk about that, you got this heavy information coming out about the U.S. stock market. It's $9.6 trillion loss in just 60 days. And you have these tariff wars going on. Trump put tariffs on all these nations. China is the hot topic right now. And then China had retaliated with tariffs, I think like 26% or something like that. And now this guy, Donald Trump, is saying, look, okay, well, if you don't take them tariffs off, we're gonna increase our tariffs to 50%. So you have this whole tariff war going on, which ultimately is going to lead to inflation, hyperinflation. They're talking about in the next few months, year, time to come, an iPhone is going to be like $2,600, So and anything that we get from overseas, from China, is going to be taxed, all right, tremendously. So you go to see that these nations are divided more than ever. And this goes to show you Yahweh Shai is coming back soon, man. All right. Yahweh Shai is coming back soon. The prophecies are speeding up. And we know what's going on. Us brothers of the faith, us prophets, men of the Lord, we see what's happening. All right. Everything that's happening is indeed Bible prophecy, man. This is prophecy unfolding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right. So quick headline, it says Trump threatens an additional 50% tariff on China if they do not withdraw their retaliatory tariffs by tomorrow. Donald Trump tweeted yesterday, China issued retaliatory tariffs of 34%. So it's 34. I said 26. It's 34%. So they're going back and forth with these tariffs. Okay. It says on top of their already record-setting tariffs, and he said let's see. If China does not withdraw its 34% increase above their already long-term trading abuses by tomorrow, April 8th, 2025, the United States will impose additional tariffs on China of 50%. So this thing is, hey, man, this guy, Donald Trump, which we believe is Nero coming back, is, he's making shit shake, bro. He's making shit happen. All right. For those who don't know what a tariff is, I got the quick definition. A tariff is a tax on imported goods and services imposed by a government. Okay. So, it's a tax on imported goods. All right. So start to see the prices of things skyrocket. And with that, that leads me to a scripture real quick, and then we're going to get into this prophecy of World War III. Before we go there, let's go to Revelation 6:6 and the NLT. All right, and this scripture right here, Revelation 6:6, this is going into hyperinflation. All right, hyperinflation is when the prices of goods, food, it skyrockets. All right, which we're already seeing that, a little bit of that with the eggs, but it's going to be everything soon. I mean, tomatoes, eggs, lettuce, everything is going to be taxed. But Revelation 6:6 in the NLT, it says, and I heard a voice from among the four living beings say, a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay, and don't waste the olive oil and the wine. All right, and the olive oil and the wine is going into this truth. We're not going to touch on that right now, but what we're going to touch on is how a loaf of bread, as the scripture just said, is going to cost a day's pay. So you go to work 8 hours, you might make $150, $200 for the day, $100, whatever. Well, that's how much it's going to be to buy a loaf of bread soon. All right, so this prophecy is highlighting hyperinflation in the near future. All right. With the stocks markets are crashing, all the stocks are down. Actually, let me actually check it right now. Let's check the stocks. Yeah, everything's down. Dow Jones. Let me see. Yeah, you got Dow Jones down. Everything's red. All right, everything's negative. And we're coming into the time where the ultimate crash of this U.S. dollar, all this tariffs and all this stuff that, America flexing its muscle, is really, there's a bigger agenda to usher in the market of beast and to get rid of cash. All right. They're about to do away with cash. And we've been told you this. So Revelation 13 is about to come to pass. The market of beast, all these prophecies about to unfold, man. All right. So I'm going to let this video play out a little bit more, and then we're going to go into Jeremiah 50 real quick and some more of the scriptures. Let me just play this a little bit more.
Considers to be its primary enemy. Iran, rather, Israel's, kind of main priority forever has been to get the United States to attack Iran, which it considers to be its primary enemy in the Middle East. You never really know with Trump if he's threatening somebody, whether he's doing it because he intends to follow through or because he perceives it as a way to get better negotiating leverage. He said he wants to re-sign an Iran deal, a deal about their nuclear weapons. We already had a deal, but he nullified it in the first term. He says he wants a better deal. Could be just leverage.
Yeah, and with that whole deal, Iran's, pretty much giving America the middle fingers, okay? Because now you got the great equalizer, which is these nuclear weapons that Iran has nuclear weapons, whether they want to admit it or not. And the reason I say that is because Iran is a close ally with Russia. And we know Russia has a humongous nuclear arsenal, all right, which will be shot off at America. And ultimately what this is all leading up to is the destruction of America. This is Bible prophecy. America being destroyed by nuclear weapons is Bible prophecy. The land of Israel being wiped off of the face of the earth, hit with nuclear missiles as well. That's Bible prophecy. All right. And the return of Yahweh Shai. Okay. The Messiah is coming back. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and Let's go to Jeremiah 50 and 45. It says, therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he hath taken against Babylon. All right. And this Babylon in Jeremiah chapter 50, this Babylon is talking about America, right? Not ancient Babylon. This is prophetic speech. This is prophetic. It's a prophetic vision concerning the destruction of America, right? Mystery Babylon the Great, which is indeed America in the Bible. All right. Jeremiah 15:45. It says, hear this counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he has purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Least of the flock is going into the Israelis, the small hats, the Jewish. Okay. They're going to draw America, Babylon into this Third World War. Right. This is how this thing is going to pop off, man. Right. It says, surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Yeah, because ultimately America is going to be desolate. This land of America is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. All right. And it will become America is going to become the largest desert on earth after this destruction takes place. This place is going to be a desert, and it will never be built back up. But the land of Israel, Palestine, will be built back up in the kingdom of heaven. But America is not going to be built back up. It's just going to be a desert, all right? A monument of what the Lord did to this place for the wickedness, right? Let's get the prophecy of what's going to happen to Israel, all right? Ezekiel 38 and 18, it says, and it shall come to pass at the same time when Gog shall come against the land of Israel. And Gog represents Russia, all right? And they are going to come up against the land of Israel, all right? Because when this takes place, when America strikes against Iran or Israel strikes against Iran, Russia is going to get involved because Russia's a close ally with Iran. So that's going to, lead to Russia, attacking Israel. All right. But it says, and it shall come to pass at that same time when Gog shall come against the land of Israel. So Russia coming against Israel, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that my fury shall come up in my face. All right. So it's going to, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to get furious. It says, for in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel. So there's going to be a great shaking. That great shaking is the nuclear destruction. All right. It's going to be like an earthquake. The biggest earthquake that's going to happen is going to be the time when these missiles get shot off, man. All right. And everything. Hey, look, we living in Bible prophecy. Bible prophecy is unfolding. If you can't see it, the Most High is not dealing with you, and ultimately you're about to fucking die. That's what the time we're coming into. If you're not, calling on the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and you're not taking this truth, you're not in this truth, taking it seriously, the Most High is about to kill you. That's the reality of the situation, and everybody sees it, bro. Everybody sees that this place, America, is crashing. There's no making this place great again. Babylon is done. All right. And it's only a matter of time. It could be this year, the end of this year. By the way things is moving, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord is speeding up the times. I mean, bro, prophecy is popping like popcorn, man. Prophecy is literally jumping off of the pages. So how close are we to the mark of the beast then? That's what we got to ask ourselves. How close are we? We got to be right there, right? So let's go up to Ezekiel 38 and 1. All right, this is all prophecy. This Ezekiel 38, this is a highlight of, Russia, Gog from the land of Gog, Gog from Gog and Magog, which is just talking about Russia. pretty much how they're going to be a guard and helping these other nations. All right, that's what's taking place. Russia. Let me actually see. I think Russia's number one in nuclear weapons. Who has the most? Who has the most nuclear weapons in the world? All right, Russia. Russia currently possesses the most nuclear weapons with an estimate stockpile of 5,580 warheads, followed by the United States. So those are the two, top nations concerning nuclear war. All right. Followed by the United States with 5,044. All right. So Russia's the number one nation on earth with nuclear weapons. Other countries with nuclear weapons include China, France, the United Kingdom, India, Pakistan, Israel, and North Korea, which all these nations are going to be shooting, besides Israel, but all these nations are going to be shooting nuclear weapons at America, even America's allies. America's allies that got nukes, these EU nations, these NATO nations. That's prophecy in Revelation. The beast shall hate the whore. So now we see the division between EU and the EU and America. All of this stuff is like happening right now. This is, we're to the time. We're in the time now where us doing these videos is coming to an end, because this shit's about to take place, or these prophecies about to happen. We're not going to be out there prophesying and telling people, what's going on when it takes place. This is it, right? But Ezekiel 38. Let's go to Ezekiel 38:1. It says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him." Yeah, Gog from the land of Magog. This is talking about Russia. All right, that's Russia today. All right, and we're prophesying against Russia. We're telling you that Russia, you're going to go to World War III. Russia's going to play a major part in World War III. It says, "And say, thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahushua, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth." Yeah, so the Lord he's like when you go fishing and you hook a fish, right? You reel the fish up. Well, the Lord is reeling Russia. He hooked Russia parabolically, and he's pulling them into this war. That's what the Lord is doing. And he's turning them back to that same Soviet Union, spirit, what is it? Let me see. Yeah, that Soviet Union spirit. USSR, the Union of the Soviet Socialist Republic, the USSR. The Lord's putting them back in that same spirit. All right? That war spirit, man. All right? It says, "And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." So the Lord is getting these armies right here. That's talking about Russia. The Lord is getting Russia ready for war. It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. So that these other nations, Persian nations, Ethiopia, Libya, right? We already see that taking place. They are siding with Russia. They're running over to Russia for help. All these nations right now, they are plotting on America, man. They're getting ready to jump America, according to prophecy. That's what's going to happen. All these nations something big is going to happen where all these nations, even the allies of America, they're going to end up shooting missiles over here. All right. It says, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Verse 7, Ezekiel 38:7, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Yeah, so Russia is playing the role of being like the big brother, so to say, to these other nations, trying to help, helping these other nations. And one of those nations is Iran. And that's why you got this guy Putin. You got America talking about that they're getting ready to strike Iran, and then this guy Putin saying, look, if you strike Iran, we're gonna strike you. So these rumors of wars is gonna turn into actual war soon. Right? That's the time we're entering into. So let's play a little bit more of this video. We'll keep going.
But when you start explicitly threatening to bomb a country and make plans to bomb a country, that is flirting with serious danger in a way that I think we were told Trump wasn't going to do.
Right. I mean, it threatens Americans, right? And it threatens the 50,000 Americans who are stationed in those bases all throughout the Middle East. And you're right. He has done this in the past. In his first administration, of course, he famously, slammed North Korea, said we're going to bomb North Korea, called him Rocket Man. And then they ended up kind of sending each other love letters, you'll recall, like Kim Jong-un was sending like President Trump letters on a regular basis, declaring him a really good friend and all of this. So it could be just bluster, but at the heart of it is 50,000 Americans stationed at these bases all throughout the Middle East, which in many ways are just sitting ducks.
Yeah, I mean, they've been attacked before by forces in the Middle East in response to U.S.-aided attacks by Israel or by other countries. We have bases still in Syria, in Iraq. We have a lot of troops still deployed in the Middle East for whatever reasons. We also have a lot of oil interests there. I mean, oil companies and U.S. government installations that could easily be attacked by the Iranians. Well, the Iranians are not a joke of a country. They're 3 times larger than Iraq, and Iraq tied down the United States in that invasion for more than a decade. It has a much better military, a much more developed, sophisticated military than certainly almost every other country in the Middle East, with the exception of Israel. So like I said, you're really flirting with real danger. I do think Trump wants his legacy to be, as he's said many times, as a peacemaker. I think you're seeing that in his attempts. We'll see if they're successful to end the war in Russia and Ukraine. But if I'm being totally honest, the reality is that his administration is filled with people who are fanatically pro-Israel. One of his biggest donors, Miriam Adelson, is an Israeli. She was naturalized as an American citizen, has made no bones about the fact that.
All right, you can finish. You can watch this on your own time. This is redacted. All right, this is on redacted. All right, and then another good channel to watch is Full Spectrum Survival. Full Spectrum Survival. Okay. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff. Look, this is 20.
Welcome back.
This is brand new, so we're gonna let this play out a little bit. It says cyber attack chaos. Iran's radar locked on Israel. What are we talking about? All right, the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, China targets U.S. aircraft. So there's a lot of stuff. Let's let this play out a little bit. We'll see what the spirit has us do.
Welcome back, everyone. You are watching Full Spectrum Survival, bringing you the news that you need to know. Iran is continuing to bolster their air defense in preparation for the United States of America and Israel to strike the country. Iran has built a new phased array radar system in western Azerbaijan. This province and one of the regions in northwestern Iran in recent months is getting ready for a major conflict. According to commercially available satellite imagery, the entire world is preparing for war.
Ooh, big word. Hey, it's the spirit. Let's go to Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And this right here is prophecy of World War III. The third woe is World War III. You know, the second woe is World War II, and the first woe is World War I. So it's prophecy that third world war is fastly approaching. Quick. This third world war is about to pop off. All right. So, and when it does, the only thing that's going to matter is if you've been serving the Lord, if you've been, repenting, praying to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and changing your life, becoming a new creature in Yahweh Shai. And the time we're coming into when this war pops off, not if, but when it pops off, your money is not going to be able to save you. Your cars, your houses, your 401k, which now your 401k is getting robbed as we speak. You got thousands of Americans that are losing tremendous amounts of money out of their 401k. Up to 5 or 6 years of money that they've saved up is gone. All right, but none of that. The point is, none of it can save you. Your 401k, your house, your car, your clothes, your track hawk, your weed. Jake loves smoking weed. None of that shit is gonna be able to save you. What's gonna save you is if you've been serving the Lord and you have repented. If you're not in this truth, if you're not the elect, you're about to fucking feel World War III. Okay, and a lot of these men out here, they're going to be drafted off into this war because there is going to be a draft that's coming to America too. You're going to have these, soldiers, this war going to take place and America is going to need bodies. All right. You're going to go to the Middle East. If you're not right and the Lord ain't dealing with you, he's going to send you to the Middle East and you ain't ever coming back. All right. But the second woe is past and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. World War III is coming quick. So now's the time to really be focusing on growing, taking this truth seriously, being confident in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, putting your work in, doing the work of the Most High, because this is all that's going to be able to save us. This is it. This is all we can do. What we are doing right now, talking to the brothers of the faith, the prophets, the men of the Lord, what we are doing right now through the faith is going to lead to salvation, to being saved, being, beamed up into the chariots. The only way out is going up, getting lifted up by Yahweh Shai when he comes, man. All right. But the second woe cometh quickly, man. Jeremiah 50:22, it says a sound of battle is in the land. What land? The land of Israel. And what other land? The land of America, Babylon. The sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. And this great destruction is going to come by way of these ICBMs. These nuclear weapons are going to be shot off, all right? And that's the final plague. Hundreds of millions of people are about to die, bro. Hundreds of millions in one day, even billions maybe, of people are going to die when the Lord comes back, man. On the day of the Lord, bro, hundreds of millions, even billions of people are going to be dead, So it's going to be that's why it's called a great and notable day, a terrible day, the day of the Lord. All right.
Now, what we're seeing is an open source analysis reporting on Iran recently building these radar systems in the southern part of the country near the Persian Gulf and, of course, near a major strait. The October 2024 Israeli Defense Force, the IDF strikes that damaged recent radar systems, is said to have given Iran the reason to deploy these new radars. A senior military official with Iran told international news outlets that the country is abandoning the Houthis. This statement likely is part of an Iranian misinformation or propaganda campaign. The operation here is to try to obfuscate Iran's leading role in the axis of resistance. They say that they want to absolve the country of responsibility for proxy attacks against the United States and Israel before Iran orders those very same attacks.
Yeah, so this shit, hey man, this shit is going down. This shit is going down, bro. Something big's about to go on, man. Something major about to happen. And look, bro, brothers, man, Yahweh Shai Shai, Brakathum, because we almost out of here, bro. We ain't gonna be here for another 10, 15 years, in slavery out there doing camp, holding camp, warning. No, the Lord's gonna put an end to all of this shit soon, quick. All right, the elect has been sealed through the faith. The elect is waking up. Jake is waking up. The truth is out here. The man of sin is being exposed. Esau, Edom, the devil is being exposed. everything's falling right into place at perfect timing, bro. This is the perfect time because why? It's the Lord's time. It's Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's time, man. Right? And if all this shit is happening, bro, how close, bro, we are days, months, days away from the mark of the beast, bro. We're months, days away from the mark of the beast. This is going to be a major prophecy. That major prophecy, the mark of the beast, is going to shake up everything. Everything is going to change overnight. Shit is going to be crucial. The hour of temptation is amongst us, man. All right.
Now, U.S.
because this war, this World War III, it's not going to take place until the mark of the beast comes. The mark of the beast got to come first. That digital implantable microchip, that's going to come first. And everybody's going to be tested. If you want to keep the money, if you want to buy and sell, you want to keep the money that you have saved up, you want to access your 401k, they're going to make you take a microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And anybody who takes the microchip, Revelation 14, 9 and 10, you're going to be cast into the lake of fire, which is the nuclear destruction. Ain't no way you're going to be saved while you took if you took the microchip, you're not going to be saved. Put it like that. You're going to be destroyed.
U.S. Central Command, or CENTCOM, they conducted 28 airstrikes targeting multiple Houthi infrastructural positions, leaderships in the area, and Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen. They've done this since the last data cutoff, which happened on April 2nd. Then you saw the IDF engage in armed Syrian warfare as Israeli incursions went 13 kilometers into Syrian territory near Nawa. It went near the Dara province. Syrian media reported that Israeli convoys of tanks and vehicles have already entered into the forested region near one of the areas approximately 13 kilometers from the disengagement zone. I'm telling you, when they move the war material, they're getting ready for war. Now, an Iranian commander has warned the USA, saying that they will chase us, our entire Navy, to the Gulf of Mexico. Guys, we're looking at World War III if this happens.
Of course, this is prophecy, bro. Yeah, you heard it first, starting with the elder apostles, a great millstone, man. You heard it first from the prophets, man. We've been telling you people this was going to happen. I've been telling people on this channel, but the elder apostles, 40 years have been telling you people that World War III is coming. Yahweh Shai is coming back. Now look what's happening. Everything's happening as the prophet said, as the Lord said it was going to happen. Everything's taking place. All right. So we're going to close it out with this one scripture. This is Zephaniah 3 and 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh. And that's what we doing, man. We suffering, we waiting, we patient. We're patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai to come back. And guess what, brothers, sisters of the faith? Our time of suffering and waiting is about over. All right. Our punishment is about over. So now's the time to really rejoice. Okay. But it says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. And this is the day of the Lord. Okay, this is what the Lord said. He's determined. My determination is to gather the nations. So, we don't got to stock up on guns and try to fight this cracker, with guns and no, bro, we just wait. The Lord got something planned for these devils, bro. The Lord got something planned for all these nations. And Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to lift us up. We're going to be set up on high. All right, we're going to be the next rulers of the planet Earth, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're going to rule the earth next. All right. So, this thing is going down. All right. These weapons of mass destruction will be used. They're going to be shot off. America will be destroyed. Israel will be destroyed. And the elect of the nation of Israel, the 144,000, the 1/3, will be delivered, will be saved. All right. For the sincere brothers and sisters of the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep enduring, keep watching, because this shit's going down, bro. All right. So with that, call hello, Yahweh Bash, me, I was shy. Till next time, shalom.